Hi, everybody. It's me, Out of This World Burrito here. Welcoming you all to the latest Legends update, which is known as Rise of the Forgotten. It is the release of the full Jedi theme park experience. Today, we're going to be going over some patch notes, and I'm going to explain how to start the theme park yourself. So let's first dive into the May 2025 development update. First are 3 Senate resolutions that are on brand for a Jedi theme park release. First being is that the Permafrost lightsaber color crystal can now achieve 6% damage bonus to cold instead of its normal 5% by completing various collections. At the time of recording and uploading this video, I don't believe anyone's figured out how to complete that collection yet, but it's really great that's been added. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Blackwing crystal has made it in yet, but that should be added maybe at a later date. I'm not sure, but that was part of one of the Senate resolutions. The next one is that a Jedi Elemental crystal merging system has been implemented. So what this means is that you can now change both the colors and the element of any crystal that you want. So say that you like having, Windu's Guile for that 6% cold, but you're tired of the purple and say you want a rock green, you could do that now. Or say that you love the color of Bane's Heart, but the electricity bonus is kind of lame, so you swap that out for heat. This system is not fully documented on how it works yet, but items for it are dropping. Players need to progress a little bit further in the current content to fully understand how the system has been implemented. And finally, the last of the Senate resolutions is that there is now a way to upgrade the Old Republic hilt lightsabers to 5th gen. For those of you who don't know, on Mustafar, you can loot schematics for one-handed and two-handed lightsabers from HK-47 and Shirkar, respectively. These lightsabers do not come equipped with as many power crystal slots as 5th gen lightsabers do. And despite getting a plus 75 strength bonus on the lightsaber hilt, it unfortunately meets a lower damage amount. This update has made it so you can go out to the NPC that you would normally turn the Jinsu Razor lightsaber hilt into, and now she will take your Old Republic hilts you give her and give you back ones that can be crafted as 5th gen. Note, though, that this will strip the strength bonus from the lightsaber. You're just doing it for the skin. You can't have a 5th gen lightsaber with 75 strength. So if you want to keep that 75 strength for whatever reason, don't turn it into her. Next, there have been some bug fixes regarding some grammar errors in the original release of Jedi Themepark. Cool. And lastly, the Battlefield vendors have received 2 new items, one for each vendor, so one for Rebel, one for Imperial. And basically, you can spend 8 Battlefield tokens to buy a scroll that will grant you 10,000 GCW on when you consume it. The idea behind this is that when Legends introduced multi-faction battlefields, it was a feature that those battlefields do not grant GCW points on kill. So instead of working around that, because, if you have Imperials and Rebels on the same teams and they're slaying each other, it's hard to correctly grant those points, they've added this item instead. That's everything in the general development update notes, so let's move over to the expansion. Okay, here we are with the expansion news. So the name of the theme park expansion is called Rise of the Forgotten. Those of you who are familiar with older Star Wars Galaxies lore might understand why it received this title. I am going to try to refrain from any spoilers talking in this section of the video, though, so I will leave that out. But if we scroll down, we can see all the new content that has been added as a list here. So first of all, there are 39 new heroic loot drops. These items have also been added to not only the new heroics that got added, but the old heroics as well, as with people already looting some items from those. So don't stop doing, Mos Espa, Exar, or even the other Legends heroics like Kazash and Sinya. Keep doing those. You're going to get new items out of those. There's also 24 new heroic vendor items, which means there are 24 new items on the Aurelia token vendors, so where you would go buy your 5-piece jewelry. There's new things in there, which includes furniture. And then for some Jedi-specific items, there are these holocrons that achieve different combat forms. I don't believe at the time of posting this video, anyone's been able to get one of those holocrons and find out exactly what they do. So stay posted for that. Next is 8 exclusive Jedi buff items. I believe that's alluding to the holocrons I just mentioned, but we have not yet confirmed what that may be. There are 8 unique Jedi abilities to master. This is referring to the Jedi theme park itself, where completing quests will teach the Jedi new abilities. So far, it looks like these abilities are only usable in heroics. Again, I'm not going to spoil what those abilities are or exactly how you're going to get them in the theme park. Just know that it does come from completing the theme park. 7 stylish robes have been added to the game with some fresh designs. This includes the Jedi Consular and Templar robes, which can be retrieved from the Yavin 4 and Endor 4 shrines, respectively. Basically, these robes have luminous protection, so they're a bit better than the old Knight robes and serve as a better middle ground between being a new Jedi and then getting your Master Cloak. It basically means Jedi don't really need to go collect a set of 35 armor to be competitive in heroics until they get their Master Cloaks. So this is a nice quality of life thing. The other ones, we're not quite sure on their stats or appearances yet. You can see some of them in the trailer and previews, though, so you get an idea of what those look like. 3 new lightsaber hilts. Again, I don't think any of these has been found or revealed yet. 3 highly requested housing options. These are known. They have added back the Jedi and Sith meditation temples that were on live. We don't know how to obtain those yet. They might be rewards from the theme park or maybe even from the heroics. And there is Yoda's house. That is back now. And that can be acquired from the heroic vendor for tokens. 2 brand new heroic instances. That's what I've talked about before. I'm not going to say the name because I guess the name might be a light spoiler. But just know that there are 2 new heroic instances, and they have a plot-driven element that can change how the instance goes. Again, refraining from spoilers. Also, to my knowledge, no one has done those heroics yet, so people are still working on figuring all that out. There are 2 new name lightsaber crystals. Again, I don't believe those have been identified yet. There is 1 legendary lightsaber color crystal making its glorious return. So we know that this lightsaber crystal already existed in live. I think a good guess is it's probably Sunrider's Destiny. If it's not Sunrider's Destiny, then maybe there's a trading card game color crystal that hasn't been re-added. But it's probably Sunrider's Destiny. Again, this has not been confirmed yet. There are 6 new collections with server first being possible, and of course one of those collections is upgrading the Permafrost Crystal to a 6% cold. There's 1 stunning new armor set. I believe this is also visible in the trailer. If you want to go look at what it is, it looks like basically an armor set with a robe overlaid, so similar to the armor sets you see in Star Wars The Old Republic. I think that's what that is. Regardless, it has yet to be confirmed what it is, so keep that in mind. And then lastly, there is the crystal merging system that has been added, and there is a video on the Legends YouTube page that explains how the system generally works. We don't know exactly where all the elements come from yet. Again, we do know that some of them are dropping as rewards from heroics currently. Now, there's a section here on getting started, which talks about ancient knowledge resurfacing, what secrets can you uncover, but it doesn't necessarily tell you how to get started. We'll go over that in a little bit. There is new heroic instances, which we did mention, and here it notes that there are 2 unique ones with pivotal points in the quest line. And the way this works is that a Jedi doing the quest line who has gotten to the heroic part, so they're flagged for it, can bring in other players to do the heroic with them. So heroic groups will need 1 Jedi who meets the prerequisite to get in. You can't go in without a Jedi because it's part of the narrative. Second, this part explains that if you have already completed Kazash and Sinya, you'll be able to go into this heroic with the Jedi. Jedis don't need to complete Kazash and Sinya to get up to this point, though. It's been discovered that the door that blocks access in the back of the Jedi Temple from that section can be passed through by either completing Kazash and Sinya previously or advancing the quest line that you unlock that has been added. So if you haven't finished Sinya yet and you're a Jedi, don't sweat it too much. If you're not a Jedi, you might want to get that done. That way you can do the new heroics once people start getting to that point. Staff has also been teasing this mysterious altar for a while. I don't know what's been going on with it. I haven't gotten far enough to see it. Some players might have. Not everything is being readily reported by everybody at the moment, but it seems like a main mechanic. And then here's the discussion of the Permafrost Crystal. Now, this is the Permafrost Crystal container item that exists on the Hoth vendors. So if you go to the Rebel or Imperial Hoth vendor, you can see this right now. But you can see that 4 items go into it. I believe the items would be the Permafrost Crystal plus 3 items you earn from completing the related collections. Again, not anyone that I know of has completed all these collections yet, so getting the upgrade right now still remains a bit of a mystery. And then lastly, they tease the new Jedi abilities that I talked about earlier. It does seem like there are dark side and light side abilities, But again, I'm trying not to add any spoilers here for anybody who wants to keep that a surprise for themselves. Now, this is the part of the video where I'm going to ask that you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, because from now on, there will be some light spoilers for the Jedi theme park, as I'm going to talk about exactly how to gain access to the quest to start all of this. So if you want to save yourself, this is your opportunity to back out now. Are you all gone? Great. Let's talk about starting the new quest line. The first thing that you have to know is that you must be a Jedi to do this quest line. If you're not already a Jedi, go visit a profession counselor in Mos Eisley, Theed, Coronet, or at the Bespin Cantina on the bottom floor, and go ahead and turn into a Jedi. Next, what you need to do is use the command /check so you can gauge your attunement with the Force. If you feel no connection, barely notice one, have a faint sense, or feel a surge in the Force, then you'll need to make sure you've obtained 30 points of interest badges, visited 3 Jedi-related points of interest, and completed the quest Rohawk's Figurines in Aurelia. There may be some other prerequisites to this, but so far those haven't been readily identified, as most people have already have some level of connection, it seems. If there are any other prerequisites, they don't seem to be completing existing heroics, as players who have not completed all the original heroics have gained access to the questline. And like I stated before, you do not need to complete Kazash or Sinya in order to gain access to the questline, as players who have not completed those have gotten this quest started. Once your attunement is strong with the Force, you'll need to wait for a ghostly apparition to visit you. This is similar to the ethereal spirit visiting during the Fate of the Galaxy questline on Mustafar. Unlike Obi-Wan's ghost, though, the time period you'll need to wait isn't as short, with players waiting anywhere between 2 hours and 24 hours of real time after meeting the prerequisites. What you're watching right now is the ghost appearing for me after 22 hours of me reaching strong with the Force. He spawned for me in less than 4 minutes of me logging in for the first time that day, and after about hitting 5 loading screens. Some background information here is that I did spend 12 hours in-game waiting for him on the previous day to spawn, went to bed, woke up, and then he just showed up. Currently, there isn't a known way to consistently spawn the ghost once you're strong with the Force, so you're just gonna have some patience here. For more information on starting the theme park and progressing the questline, please see the SWG Legends wiki page that I've linked in this video's description. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.